Okay, so here's a little example of number 3. So your numbers might be different, but the process should be the same. So arc length here, for arc length, you want the measure of the arc. So for my picture, just, oh, maybe it would help if I was on the screen. Okay, so 45-degree arc. So we're going to do 45 out of the total 360. Now, if I wanted to do the whole circumference, we would do 2 pi times the radius. So this right here would give me the entire circumference, and when I multiply it by that fraction, what's going to happen there is it'll just give me that red part. Okay, now this says type an exact answer, so that wants us to leave it in terms of pi. So depending on the kind of calculator, let me grab one of these because most people have these. If this is not yours, I will do it a different way. I'm going to do 45 divided by 360, hit equals. I'm going to multiply that by 2, and I'm going to multiply that by 6. Okay, now that gives me 1.5, so it might be different with your problem depending on what you got going on there. So I multiplied and divided all the numbers in that problem except for the pi. Okay, so they're going to want us to write this as a mixed number. I'm sorry, not a mixed number, an improper fraction. So I'm just going to show you 2 steps, and if you need different directions for a different calculator, just let me know. So 1.5, I'm just going to hit second and then fraction to decimal. That'll change it to a mixed number. 1.5 is the same thing as 1.5. And then I'm going to hit second, this ABC key, and that'll change it from a mixed number to an improper fraction. Just going to hit the equal sign down in the bottom right corner. So that's 3 over 2. So what we're going to have here, 3 over 2 pi, or you could type it in like this, 3 pi over 2. It'll take both of those answers on the MathXL. And I'm going to slide to number 4. Okay, and it would help if we could probably see the question. There we go. Okay, now they're telling you in this diagram, again, your numbers might be different. So for number 4 here, I want the red arc. So if this is 120, here's a diameter. So I would just do 120 subtracted from 180. So the arc that you actually have in that picture there would be a 60-degree arc. So just take whatever they give you, subtract it from 180, and that's the measurement. And actually this is going to be super similar because I can see the diameter is 12, so the radius is going to be 6. So it's extremely similar to the last problem. The only change is the angle measure. So I'm just going to do that again. And let me move this back over so you can see my calculator better. Okay, so just do 60 divided by 360. I hit equals, times 2, times 6. Don't include the pi. Now that was just 2, so that ended up being a nice number, and I didn't have to do any rewriting as a fraction, so I would just do 2 pi for that. And then number 6, what do we got going on here? Okay. The length of BD. So BD is this arc here. Let's see what we can figure out. Okay, this is, if you can see my mouse, this is 70. This is a diameter. So 70, that angle right there, plus the angle DPB, this angle here, those have to add up to 180. So for that question, that arc from B to D is just going to be 180 minus 70, which is 110. Okay, so that's important. So we need the length of arc BD. So we're going to go 110 over 360. 2 pi times my radius. I don't know if it's just the luck of the draw here, but it seems like the radius is 6 for each one of these questions. So again, I'm going to grab the calculator, see if I can type it in here. Okay, so hopefully you can see this okay. So I'm going to do 110 divided by 360. And then I'm going to multiply that by 2, and I'm going to multiply that by 6. Now, here's one. This is 3.6 repeating. 0.6 repeating is 2/3. So again, I'm just going to show you these buttons. Just hit second, and then that PRB button, it'll change. Oh, you can't see my fingers, forgive me. Okay, so I hit second, and this PRB button, it'll pop up fraction to decimal. Now it gives you a mixed number, so 3 2/3. And then I'm going to hit second, the button right underneath that ABC key, and that'll put you in a mixed number. So that's 11 over 3. So you can type 11 over 3 with a pi next to it, or you can type it like this, 11 pi over 3. Now, the other thing I would tell you real quick, when I went through and did this, this was 3 2/3. So if you want to go ahead and create the mixed number and just do that, to do that from here, just do 3 times 3, which is 9, plus 2. So when you convert a mixed number into an improper fraction, which is what they're wanting to see, denominator times that whole number, and then add the numerator. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2. So another way, you could just do that by hand, or you can use the buttons on the calculator, up to you. When you actually put the answer in, though, it includes the pi, so don't forget that.